Hey everybody, Yigip here, and welcome to another video, which happens to be about the Legion invasions. If you haven't heard, the Legion invasions went live on Tuesday, which means that we have a bunch of demons running around our planet. You'll see if you open your map, there should be two invasion points up, at least during this first week at any one time. They can be in three different locations on the eastern continent and three locations on the western continent. But there'll only be two invasions up at any one time. Now, each invasion will last up to 4 hours. If you complete that invasion, then it goes away. You have an internal cooldown for the next invasion to start for the remainder of that 4 hour period. So it depends on how much time is left depends on when you came in to complete the invasion. If you open your map, mouse over the invasion point, it'll tell you how much time remains in that particular invasion. And once that countdown is up, the next invasion will spawn to replace that one particular one. And like I said, there's two invasions up at any one time, and they can be at any two of the 6 locations on either continent. So just open up your map, look at both continents to see where the two invasions are. Now, once you complete those two invasions, like I said, you have an internal cooldown. That character cannot complete another invasion, at least during this first week, for the remainder of that 4 hour cooldown, however much time is left during that time period. So what this does is allows you to either chill out, go do some other things with that character, or it allows you to log on to other characters. And here's where leveling in your lowbies come into effect. You can complete these invasions from level 10 all the way up to level 100. And I went over the amount of XP that you get earlier. It's, commensurate with your level is, but the end effect is that you'll get about the same amount of XP no matter what your particular character level is. You can expect to get about half a level or so with heirloom gear for each invasion, so just about darn near a full level for the two invasions. So the way that I've been doing this, and like you can see on the screen here, this is my little baby rogue that started off a couple days ago as 91, and as of right now I've gotten about I think 5 levels just doing invasions. I think I did 3 rounds of invasions yesterday, and I just did one this morning, and that's what this video is. So what I've been doing is I've been completing a set of invasions on one lowbie toon, logging on to the next, doing it in serial on that toon, etc., etc., etc. So since Blizzard's giving out free XP, why the heck not, right? I decided that if there's any thought at all that I might want to play one of my characters that up to this point had just been dormant in Legion, I kind of want to make sure that they're level 100, and by the way, get them all to item level 700. So that's what I'm doing, what you're seeing here, and it's a great way for you to level either new toons or dormant toons yourself. You can, over the course of the 3 weeks that these invasions are going to be available to you, you can get an awful lot of characters leveled and up to item level 700 if that's what you want to do. So we don't know how, well, we've been told that the invasions are going to quote unquote intensify as we get closer to Legion launch. Don't exactly know what that means, but I guess we'll see on Tuesday what that means, right? Maybe there'll be more than 2 invasions up at any one point in time, or maybe the invasions will get harder, more difficult to complete as we get closer to the Legion launch. We don't know. But for right now, this is a great way to earn some XP and some starter gear to supplement your leveling experience. So the only thing that I would recommend is make sure that you're not actually replacing any of your heirloom gear. The heirloom gear will almost always, as you level from 10 to 100, almost always be better and higher level than the gear that you're going to obtain through these invasions. So just don't replace your heirloom gear. Now, as I've been talking through this, as I said, I've just been logging on to one of my lowbie toons, doing 2 invasions, and then logging onto my next toon and rinsing and repeating. However, I've been seeing some mention from some folks that like to try to get the utmost out of things. Mention online that there are some really creative things that you can do with these invasions. You can combine some, XP gain potions along with using CRZ to your advantage. So put together a raid group, go do an invasion, complete that invasion, get a pretty massive XP boost, and then change leaders, go to the new CRZ zone, and complete the same Legion invasion, or maybe it's a different invasion, I'm not sure, but complete another invasion. So the end result is that you can get a massive amount of XP in say like an hour's time by just doing those two other things. Now I haven't been doing that, but I've been pretty happy with just getting over the course of two invasions, getting about a full level of XP. I should be level 100 on almost all of my characters quite easily, long before the Legion even launches, and I'll be item level 700. And that's all I really care about. I'm not taking these very seriously. I'm not trying to level up new characters. These are just dormant characters that are on my account that I decided, I might want to position them to have them ready just for Legion, just on the off chance I might want to play them, on a weekend. So I'm not treating this, this current experience anything more than just that. So, not sure if I mentioned this or not, but each invasion is basically the structure of each invasion is 4 stages. The first stage, as you've already seen in the video, there's a centralized location inside whatever zone you're in where you're going to find just a bunch of random mobs. You're going to kill all those random mobs until you fill up that bar from all the way up to 100%. And once you do fill up that bar to 100%, then it flips to stage 2. Stage 2, there'll be 3 mobs that you have to kill in the center of that centralized location wherever you're at. There are 3 mini bosses, 2 lieutenants, and then basically a captain. You kill those 3 mini bosses, and the event flips to stage 3. In stage 3, you can expect to have that centralized location broadened considerably. You'll find mobs all over the zone. Maybe not the entire zone, but a good portion of the zone. If you open up your map, you'll see icons on your map where you can go to find large concentrations of these Legion mobs. And you can even see other mini bosses roaming from time to time around the zone. They'll look like green skulls on your map. You can just go to wherever these icons are on your map, kill whatever's there, and reap a large gain on that experience bar for the event. And once you fill up that bar to 100% in stage 3, then it flips to stage 4, which is the final commander, the Legion commander for that invasion, will be in the center of that original centralized location. You go back to that, kill whoever that commander is, and voila, you're done. Now, rewards for each invasion. You'll get a small Legion chest after stage 2, which has a chance of will give you some armor pieces and some nether shards. And then at the end of stage 4, you'll get a large Legion chest, which not only will give you shards and armor pieces, but also has a chance of giving you a weapon. So the weapons, particularly if you're already a level 100, they'll be item level 700 weapons. If you're not level 100, they'll be whatever the typical item level is for your level. But most importantly, these are good for transmog. So as long as you have the weapon, it's soulbound. You can't trade it, unfortunately. But once it's soulbound, and it is once you receive it, it's soulbound. So it's added to your transmog system, and any character that's on your account that can use that type of weapon, well, now you have a fancy new transmog. So those are basically another thing that I've been hunting down. Not only do I want to get my characters up to item level 700, but I actually want all those weapons, not only to go into Legion with on those characters, but for the transmog purposes. So this has kind of been a really fun thing. It does. It can get a little bit tedious, particularly if you're doing this on many characters like I've been doing. It's the same repetitive thing time after time after time. The only thing that's really changing from invasion to invasion are during stage 2, who are the mini bosses you're going to be fighting, and then during stage 4, who is that final boss. So there's a kind of a limited subset of the mini bosses and commanders that you're going to see across all these invasions. You'll see them many times. Some are easier to deal with than others, um, but none of these are so difficult that it becomes discouraging. Don't worry if you die. You'll probably die, a handful of times throughout doing these, probably more than a handful in some cases. Just spawn back in, get back into the fight. One thing that I would like to talk about is AFK. So as you go through these invasions yourself, you'll see that there maybe a small number or a large number of players that just AFK through these things. If you're in the zone, it doesn't matter if you participate or not. If you're in the zone, you all get the same XP. So that just lends itself to players' ability to AFK these things. Now, there's arguments pro and con against the way that Blizzard is enabling this to happen. I think for the greater good of the game, there's a lot of reasons for allowing everyone that's in the zone to get the XP, whether they're actually participating or not. So I'm not going to argue that. We'll leave that for other other forums and other means of communication to argue that back and forth. Just understand that there are pros and cons to it, and whether you want to see that or not isn't really relevant to the conversation. There are. It does get a little bit frustrating every once in a while to see people just standing around. Try to focus on the fun of this, focus on yourself, and not so much on what other people are doing. That's just my recommendation. That's the way to keep your sanity in this, as far as that's how I keep my sanity. I just focus on me. I'm not going to focus on anyone else. Certainly not going to criticize anyone for whatever reason. So at any rate, all in all, the both invasions will probably take you between 20 and 30 minutes. That doesn't include the time that it takes to travel, not only to the first invasion, but from the first invasion to the second invasion. So if you have a means of hopping around, certainly whether that's using either of your health, or not health stones, but either of your hearthstones, or using portals that are available to you at various locations, or having friends like a mage give you a portal or whatnot, use those to your advantage, because anytime that you can save in traveling to and from these invasion points is more time for you just to chill or go do other things, or time that you might need to log on to other characters and send them through the invasions as well. So basically, that's about all there is to the invasions. These aren't very complex events. They're actually pretty easy and have been pretty fun. We don't know what they're going to what the changes are going to be during the second week, which starts Tuesday, or even further, what the third week, that final week in the invasions leading up to the Legion expansion, are going to look like. All we know at this point is Blizzard has said they will intensify, whatever intensify means. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Have fun, folks. Get out there, have some fun, get involved, level your lowbies, get all your transmog pieces, and especially those weapons. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.